So very excited to talk to you today, and I think my first question has to be, uh, did you before or after have claustrophobia? I mean, is there kind of a part like no one questions those things. Like, are you good in tight spaces? They just no. Here's your makeup. You look good. Let's put you in there. I mean,
it, it became full on Stockholm syndrome for me. I like learned to fall in love with my captor, and it was like, all right, I got used to it on the job, and then suddenly COVID happens, and I'm stuck at home, and I'm like, all right, I can learn to love this again.
and working with ice, like what's that like? I mean, if you're not someone who is like, maybe a Nordic person who deals with it on a regular basis, or even someone who doesn't necessarily work around it all the time, what's it like to kind of change your lifestyle over to that?
It's a great question, Derek. So I'm from the Northeast. I'm from New York, and so I've had my run-ins with snow and ice over the years. But what's amazing is that Brendan Walsh, our director, had this vision, which is one of the things that kind of really drew me to his ideas. He wanted to do it so organically that he found two of the identical automobiles, had them cut in different ways to move the camera around, and then put us in an ice cream freezer on Staten Island to shoot the story through organically. And it was one of these great experiences as an actor to take the journey with the characters.
That's awesome. And to with Brendan, did he kind of do anything with the actors to kind of get you riled up or to kind of start to elevate things? Did he shoot in order? I guess.
He shot an order, which was like crazy. Typically I only get to do that if I'm doing something on stage, and even that's on the night of the performance. We were able to kind of take the journey, and he really, what was really special about Brendan was his vision for being able to move the camera in different ways, create a visual variety in such a very tight circumstance. That's a really underrated thing about the movie. What he and Seamus Tierney pull off visually, and again without effect, just simply with having us in a freezer, that is the innards of this car. I thought was a really cool thing. As far as like prodding and provoking us, I think the circumstances, he was aware, had done enough.
And speaking of, raising and elevating too, did you and Genesis have a conversation before about how you're going to have to escalate things, exponentially as you move through?
Oh yeah, yeah. And we were. She's such a good actor, and she was really just like right on it, about taking the journey and knowing that, like, hey, look, days 1 through 5 are going to be hard, but they're not going to be how rough the next 8 days are going to be to get us through this movie. So we were aware, and it was such a cooperative effort, to tell the story. It was really cool.
Very cool. And I guess just the last thing, for if you before this started, how did you like in this movie? Like you said, it feels kind of like this movie, or it feels kind of like this movie. When your friends were asking before there were images, before there was video, what did you tell them?
Yeah, it's funny. A buddy of mine is an actor, and I remember having a conversation with him about it. And I told him about the circumstances, and it was hard to draw a direct parallel to it. There have been a number of survival movies, but this one felt different. This one felt like, because maybe the nature of the relationship, that you're taking a journey with a married couple under these circumstances. Um, and it's funny because a few of my friends went, well, but they obviously fight. I mean, they're a married couple. They're not just, it's not just going to be pure like hand holding and harmony, which is what usually you discover in a lot of survival movies. And I was like, well, we get to that cooperation, but yeah, there's a share of conflict, by the nature of the relationship. So yeah, they were psyched for me. It was a good ride.
Right. You just got to put everything in metaphors. So 127 hours wise, she was the arm, and we have to kind of separate a little bit and figure out how that's going to work. Right. It's all
Perfect. Yeah,
metaphors.
this is the 127 arm moment. This is like what it should have been on the call sheet. Like, oh, we're shooting the arm scene today. Great.
Right, right.
Great.
Fantastic. Well, I
Yeah.
want to thank you very much. The film is great. Hope you had as much fun making it as it is to watch. Although I'm enjoying being in the warmth as opposed to that freezing cold it looked like there too. So Thanks much and have a great day.
Derek, I want to thank you too, man. It's such a thoughtful presentation, man. I'm so happy it's warm and you don't need a jacket right now.
For sure, for sure. Be good. Have a good day.
Cheers, man. You too.